Clap on, clap off. Clap back
And
on.
scene. Okay, welcome to Resolution Podcast, episode
Numero dos.
dos. We're here with Noah Richman, chef extraordinaire.
Appreciate you having me
The
on,
duck
Dave.
was fire.
We did. We just cooked some duck. Nice quick sear, crispy skin. Casual Duck Wednesday. Remember it, know it, live by it, you know?
So did you come up with that like on the spot? Because I know you texted me the recipe, or I guess the
dish.
recipe
The
last
dish.
night. The
Yeah,
dish.
the dish.
Last night. So was that something you just came up with on the spot last night, or was that something you've cooked before?
So the dish itself was definitely an on-the-spot dish when I was just thinking of something yesterday. But the reason behind the even dish itself is I just had some ingredients from the weekend from doing a dinner party that I had left over, some uncooked duck and some other things to create something cool that I didn't then. So based off the ingredients I had, I thought of that dish.
So just whatever's laying around, you're like, I'm going to come up with something.
I would say that, sometimes
Okay.
we'll go extravagant and want to go out. And of course, you're preparing for something that you come up with, but it's cool when you have something in your house, which a lot of people at home definitely have some of these ingredients to then create something new. And that's the art, that's the skill, that's the fun, creative side of it.
Mm-hmm. So you just had duck laying around, because that's not something I'm going to have in my house.
The duck was a little special. Once again, that was because of the dinner party over the weekend.
Yeah.
But the other stuff, yeah.
Uh-huh.
I had some fruit. I had some onions.
Persimmons.
Persimmon, the fruit of the day.
Persimmons.
Persimmon.
Persimmons. Okay.
How did you
I was
call
saying
it?
parsimmons.
Parsimons, not a parsimon. Persimmons.
Okay. Yeah, that was my first time trying persimmons.
What do you think?
They're fire.
Describe it.
Yeah, I mean, what you said was spot on. I mean, they
But
look
no
like
one knows
mini
what
pumpkins.
I said, so I want you to describe it.
It was like little mini pumpkins, but you were right. It was kind of peachy.
Peachy.
Yeah, but it was like a cross between pumpkin and peaches, which was really interesting.
Delicious fruit. Autumn, seasonal.
Mm-hmm.
It's got cool color.
Definitely tasted like fall,
Cinnamony.
except for we just skipped fall and went right into winter, which was
Yeah. What food do you think of when you see snow?
ooh, that's a great question. What food? Well, I used to eat snow. I know it's disgusting, but
A snow cone or
oh
just
yeah,
scooped?
I mean no, just off the ground.
Okay.
As a kid, I was like, all right.
Dave had a really tough childhood. Didn't often have food on the table, so snow was a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, the gourmet
Not true.
stuff too, when it just fell down.
fresh.
That's the good stuff. Yeah. Didn't like the flavored one though. That was kind of stayed away from that. It was always original flavor that I fucked with.
Okay.
Yeah. How long have you been cooking? Because I know you said you had a little bit of a hiatus, but like when did it all start? Because I feel like back in high school, or maybe just fresh out of high school, you cooked something at somebody's house before, and I don't remember what it was, but it was amazing.
Yeah, you had mentioned that story to me when I'd first seen you this morning.
Uh-huh.
I can't say I recall it, but I definitely believe it happened because there are many of those moments throughout high school where old friends, current friends, all the above had been in a house, and I'd just been cooking something. But I've been cooking since about the age of 14 to 15, and then got into working in a restaurant when I was 15 called Tremonto Steak and Seafood in Wheeling. It was connected to the Hyatt Hotel there.
Mm-hmm.
One of the nicer restaurants. Rick Tremonto, his ex-wife, Gail Gand, who is a big famous chef restaurateur in the city. I was 15 at the time, went there after school one day and told them I want to get in the kitchen and I want to learn. And I was too young at the time to actually get paid and work. But he said, can you come Mondays and Wednesdays after school? And I said, absolutely. And so the following week, I started on a Monday. I want to say I probably got there at like 5 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just, per se, staging. I was interning. I was doing as what they were telling me to do. I was watching. I was taking in something completely new that I've never been in. And that was at 15.
Yeah, but why? Why did you do that?
Okay, different question. Why did I do that? I had just this urge of just creativity and food. You're at home. You're limited on what you can do. To be honest, at that age, Food Network, I was watching it since I was like 13. My mom always told me it was kind of funny. Some kids fall asleep watching Sports Center on the couch. Many nights she'd come in, I'd be passed out on the couch with the Food Network on. So it's kind of funny. It definitely has been an interest and something that was involved with me for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But once again, you're at home, you're limited. I was watching stuff of actual per se chefs, some TV chefs, just doing stuff, and I wanted to get in, and I wanted to feel something as well stimulating. That was the big thing for me, was the stimulation that I was getting from being in the kitchen. Other than the creativity, the food stuff, it was truly which is funny because it's actually not at all what I enjoy in my path right now. But at that point, it was very much a stimulation for me. Going through some things in life, being in the kitchen was an outlet.
Interesting.
It was, and something I preach today, it was my outlet. It was my safe haven. It was my place to forget about everything because you have to the moment, you step on the line. And it became just my place for that.
Some people go to the gym. Some people play basketball. Other people
Extremely that.
paint, whatever. You just go into the kitchen and cut some onions, caramelize some onions, and make some fire.
Caramelize and the worries go away.
Huh?
But I said you caramelize and the worries go away. But truthfully, that is kind of really what started me. Was I needed an outlet.
Okay.
And that was mine.
Interesting. Yeah, I can't cook. I mean, like I'll do. I can cook, but here's like a good rundown of how I approach food. Is I'll put oatmeal into a bowl, and then I'll pour some water into it. I'll let it sit there for a couple seconds, and then I eat that.
Do you like your oatmeal? Excuse me, the oatmeal. Do you like it more mush? Do you like it loose?
Definitely mush.
Okay.
Definitely mush. If I'm taking my time, I'll actually cook it. I'll put it on the stove. But if I'm in a rush, which most of the days I am, I'm not going to cook it. I'll eat it cold. And then it's just kind of just flakes with water. And that doesn't sound appetizing. But it's really just because of the nutrients. I'm like, okay, I need to get some carbs. I just need to get going. Keeps me full, and I'm going. I'll maybe eat like a Chobani yogurt or something.
Breakfast, is that the most important meal for you?
No.
What's your most important meal?
Probably lunch or dinner. Breakfast, sometimes I skip. I mean, I won't because I'll do like a yogurt, but it's not like a full-blown breakfast. Well, on your end, I almost feel like every meal, is that true? Is every meal for you like a big, gigantic thing, or do you skip?
No, I definitely, there's days I skip. There's days I feast every meal. There's days I eat one meal. It's definitely important to just read what your body's telling you to do, is for how I live.
Sure.
When I don't forcefully because I need it. If I'm, being an active day, I'll of course make sure that I have more nutrients than I would on another day.
Yeah.
But I just read my body. I just eat when I need to eat. My schedule of life is a little different than the average day, so I can really fit in food here and there when I need to.
Yeah. Okay. It's interesting when you mix art with something that's like a necessity for life. So, because like you can make it cool.
Interestingly said.
It's like some people just eat to eat and survive. Other people, like, you can really dress up a dish and make it beautiful, like we did, like you did. Thank you. No, but yeah, that's cool. Braised. What would you call that? Braised?
Not braised. Do you know
What's
what braising
braised?
is?
I don't even know what braising is.
Braising.
Yeah.
A technique of slowly cooking in submerged liquid.
Oh wow. Okay.
Whereas this is similar to that. Commonly, what could be confused with what would be poaching, which is not fully submerged or partially submerged in a liquid, versus where you're fully submerged in longer cooking in a braising.
Interesting. Yeah, I've had poached eggs.
Very seasonal right now.
Poached
As the
eggs
cold
are
comes,
good.
braising, great cooking technique to be doing.
Yeah.
Creates hearty, warm flavors.
Interesting. Okay, so that's what, like, for a Thanksgiving dinner.
For Thanksgiving, for a holiday dinner in December, some braised short ribs, any type of meat that just really is a rougher meat, also less expensive for the family to buy.
Okay.
You slowly cook it, it tenderizes it. Great option.
Interesting.
That's what I had asked you previously. What food do you think of when you see snow? That's what I think of.
Braised meats?
Braised short ribs.
Short ribs. Is that like a family
Braised.
thing you guys used to eat?
Absolutely not.
No. Okay.
Something I eat.
Something you do.
I cook. That's what I
You started the tradition.
I did.
Okay. Cool. Did you pick up some techniques cooking when you were living in different countries? Were you paying attention to that? Because I know you were doing scuba diving lessons.
Yeah, I was teaching scuba diving in Panama in the island of Bocas del Toro. Gotta be wearing that right now.
Is that like second home?
It definitely feels like mine for sure.
Okay.
Sometimes actually it feels like my first, and then sometimes Chicago's the second.
Interesting.
There's you find a comfortability in a place that you are, and it becomes a home.
I'm sure it's warmer out there.
Yeah, we don't need to go there right now. We're at 15-degree weather right now, pretty cold here in Chicago.
We got to braise some meats.
We got to braise them. Techniques-wise, around the world, I would say less so techniques, more so flavor profiles and ingredients is more what I have picked up along the way. Absolutely techniques, I see things, but the biggest takeaway is definitely the fusion of blending of all these flavors and ingredients that I now have such a widened palette and knowledge of.
Mm-hmm. Is there a favorite ingredient you picked up?
Maybe not a favorite ingredient from then, but I definitely just use a lot and really always have. I've always been infatuated with tropical and islands since I was a young kid. Definitely has always been a part of somewhere that was an interest to me. So I use a lot of just tropical fruits. I use heavy coconut in a lot of different dishes, in all different forms. Very versatile fruit ingredient. Is coconut a fruit? Would you call it a fruit?
I thought it was a nut.
You call it, is coconut a nut?
I don't know.
Can we look it up during the party? I don't know. Let's.
Because you can get milk out of it, so is it a cow? It's considered bovine?
Is coconut a fruit? Yes, because it's a terrible question that I knew the answer to, but made myself look dumb because it's the fruit of a palm tree.
Listen, I don't know.
It's a fruit.
Yeah, that's interesting. Persimmons was another fruit I learned today. So hey,
persimmons.
And they grow around here. And
who knew?
It was my first day. Who knew?
Who knew?
Yeah.
Favorite fruit?
Favorite fruit? That's I'm thinking between a peach and a mango right now, but I think it's definitely mango. It's definitely mango. I'm not going to say I think it's definitely mango.
Okay.
What about you?
Have you ever seen a mango? You were in Thailand. What do you think of the fruit in Thailand?
My favorite dish was mango sticky rice.
Mango sticky rice, delicious.
It's amazing.
Delicious.
I'm going to try to make it.
It's my pop's favorite dish.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. Have you made it before?
It's quite easy.
Yeah. I watched a video on YouTube
dish.
not too long ago.
The mango, different kind of mango than the mango. You see two different kind of mangoes in the grocery store here. You know what I'm talking about?
They said you have to use yellow mango.
Exactly.
Yeah. The sticky rice part, that was like the most challenging for me. I'm like looking at that. I'm like, I don't know about this.
Yeah, the mango, I don't think, you just cut it.
Can't really mess that up. Oh, well, you can mess that up, actually.
It's true.
So you got to be dangerous. It could be dangerous.
Fruits that, and just foods in general that are hard to cut, things that look weird, I think like turns people off from expanding by trying something new.
It's also like slimy. How do you hold it when you cut it?
How do you hold it when you cut it? So what I do is I don't hold it. I just put it down. So good question though. Anything that's like slimy or rounded, you always try to make one cut to then make a flat end and put it on the flat end, and then you can cut from there.
You kind of like twist it off like you would an avocado then, because there's like huge.
You're referring to the pit.
Yeah.
So cut one slice down, just a little piece off the skin if you want to do it this way. Put it flat, and then you can one slice, then to get the 1/4 of the mango off.
Okay.
Or you just peel it and then do that.
That's how I usually do it. I hold it and I kind of like pare it down.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the right term? Paring?
It's exactly what it is, actually. Using a paring knife.
Ooh. No, I use the steak knife.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
No, I don't think you use. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Tell me more about mangoes.
Well, they're amazing.
I have seen mangoes growing in a backyard, and it's like such a beautiful thing if we could have that here.
Oh, yeah, in Thailand?
Illinois.
Or just like in Asian countries or what?
In Panama.
Panama, oh, okay.
And I wish like that could be a thing here in Chicago.
Oh,
if
yeah.
just tropical trees grew here and bore fruit.
We have apple trees.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not a fan of apples. Are you? You like apple? Have you ever used an apple in like a savory dish? I don't even know if this is a good question, but you tell me, like, can you do that? And I guess there's no rules, right?
The answer is always yes.
Fruits
in savory dishes is one of my favorite things. Was done today on the duck dish.
True.
We put persimmon in there. I love incorporating fruits in savory applications.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's an awesome tool to use and to incorporate different flavors.
Mm-hmm. I asked you this before, but I'm going to ask you again because I want to like interesting like I just want to see what you're saying. So like guitarists will have a specific type of amp or a pedal they love. DJs might have a favorite synthesizer they use. A painter might have a specific brush or a canvas or a type. For cooking, for you, do you have an instrument that you love to use the most, or like you find gives you the best dishes?
Few different answers to that. Of course, we're going to go with the classic chef answer, and we're going to use the cast iron skillet. Heavily used. Love
Interesting.
it. I use it for just so many different things.
Uh-huh.
So the cast iron skillet for that kind of tool, and then a hand tool, which isn't even a tool, but just something I use so much is my serving and basting spoons. I have a large spoon collection when it comes to those kind of things, and then another answer to that, make a lot of pasta. Love my pasta machine. Hand cranking old school pasta, used a lot here.
You use that for like ravioli?
You can use it for that. You can sheet it for ravioli, for tagliatelle, for spaghetti, for fettuccine, for any shape pasta. The actual machine, for me, just cranks it into the sheet itself, and then from there you can turn it into any shape. So I sheet the pasta, and then from there I can choose what kind of shape I want to make. That would be by hand or by a different tool. But the actual pasta is a sheeter.
You ever make vegetable pasta? Like pasta out of vegetables?
I have not.
I just tried
Close
that
to
for the
that.
first time. It was
Did you
interesting.
like use a juice or a paste that put in the pasta dough? Like you made it, or you
I didn't
tried
make
the
it.
pasta?
No, I just tried it.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
What was it?
It was just pasta with vegetables, but the
Yeah, what kind
actual
of pasta?
pasta was made out of vegetables. If you're asking me what kind of vegetables they were,
Exactly.
I have no idea.
Okay.
But it was actually, dude, if she didn't tell me that it was a vegetable pasta, I would have thought it was regular pasta.
Where'd you have it?
It was at my buddy's house, Strange's house, in the
Okay.
last podcast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Handmade pasta.
It wasn't handmade, no.
Okay. Not dissing non-handmade pasta, but it would have been cool if back-to-back podcasts you had some handcrafted cuisine like that.
Yeah, no. I mean, I might just do that. I might just start doing podcasts with chefs. Just eat
A way to
delicious food
eat.
all
So
day.
it's a way to eat.
Yeah.
While traveling, you actually see that a lot. People that try to exchange skills and crafts for other things, whether that be a stay in a hostel. So exchanging free work to stay. Big thing that people do is exchange work for food. It's a really big popular thing that you kind of see when people are low budget backpacking around some of those countries.
You were in Asia for 9 weeks?
9 weeks, yeah. Throughout Indonesia and Vietnam.
Interesting. I feel like I asked this, but like, was there any ingredients you picked up there? Because I know in Thailand they use a lot of curries. Are you a big fan of curries?
I am a very big fan of curries. Curry is super diverse. A lot of different regions have, of course, different kinds of curries, as I'm sure you're aware. But love curries.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thai curry, from Indian curry, a lot of different flavors going on. In Indonesia, flavors, a lot of chili rubbed things. Eggplant that's rubbed in strong sambal, which is Indonesian chili paste, a sambal. That would probably be the one ingredient, is using that and that technique of roasting and then lathering on like a sambal onto something to finish. Very
What's
good,
a
very spicy.
sambal?
It's a chili paste.
Okay.
Local chilies ground, a little bit of oil, and then ground into a paste. Some are more liquid than others. Very spicy. Ranges from that. You can have a mild one to a very hot sambal. Used as a condiment as well. Like they use it as ketchup. Is what you would see any restaurant. You have in the middle of the table. You're gonna have your little jar of sambal that you can put on.
Spicy, I'm assuming.
Like I said, ranges.
Okay.
Very. You have, and you never know. You never know which one you're gonna get, especially if you don't speak in Indonesian. Then it's the luck of the draw every time. What's it gonna be at this spot?
Rolling the dice.
Yeah, that's fun. That's part of being in another
You ever burn your
place.
face off on accident? Are you good with spicy food then?
I think I'm fair with it. I will try anything, even if it's spicy. I will be honest. I wouldn't say I enjoy it, but I'll try something even if it's very hot. But I don't necessarily enjoy very strong heat personally.
So you don't cook with many spices, or do you?
No, I do.
Yeah,
but I
you
think
like
it's
to.
to the level that is mine. Other spice connoisseurs would probably say it's not spicy because I don't cook it at a super high. I would say I'm at on a scale. You know, I'd probably put myself at a 6 on the spice scale.
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
Man, well, no, I'm definitely not a spice connoisseur at all. But I do like to burn my face off every once in a while. Like sit there uncomfortable. For some reason, it's kind of like meditative for me. Because I'm sitting there just like taking the heat and the pain, just waiting for it to
mental.
subside. It's such a mental game. And I kind of like playing that with myself. Like when we were in Thailand with Brandon and Evan and Jimmy, we'd go to restaurants and like there'd be that chili sauce in the middle of the table or something.
I gotta
like
try
we'd get
that.
it. It was exactly that. And I'd just like, we'd play this game where we bet each other like they won't do something, and I would lose. I was losing more often than not. In
Thousands
Thailand.
of Thai baht.
Yeah, and so I ended up eating all this chili, and I'd be just sitting there at dinner, just like, just like burning my face off,
Butthole was on
sweating.
fire the next day.
No, I don't really get that problem.
I've had it once in my life, and it was one night, like my third night in Indonesia.
Okay.
And in the first place we were in Yogyakarta is a Muslim. All of Indonesia is Muslim. However, this part of it, this island is where the capital is as well. Jakarta is a very still prominent Muslim, whereas Bali is more integrated. There are many Muslims, but there's also very prevalent of Hinduism there. On the first island we were on, the main capital island, Muslim, and you have all of the mosques, and you have the prayers going off throughout the day on the loudspeaker. So you're waking up at 4 a.m. from the loudspeaker of the mosque. Plus, we're jet lagged, so like we'd wake up at around that time anyways. And then once you hear the speaker, which is red outside the hostel, you're not going back to sleep. So I wake up like my third or fourth night after eating, once again going back to the sambal. Before I couldn't tolerate it, tolerating it via taste, I definitely could. My body did not like the sambal the first week I was eating it. And waking up from the mosque, remember vividly waking up from the mosque at like 4 a.m., going over to the toilet and just hating myself. Hating what I ate. I said, never eating this again, this sambal. Probably the next day I had it in a dish and was enjoying it. But while the first and only time, it's like my body needed to adapt, I guess, or something. Mm-hmm. But it was the first and only time I've ever experienced that feeling, and it is so painful, bro. And you've never had it.
I don't remember having like
It's
a spice related.
Yeah. For anyone
bad
doesn't know
trip.
what we're saying, my asshole was on fire. To the core. To the core.
Never experienced that before. But yeah, I will definitely feel it for the first 15, 20 minutes, whatever it is. And I just I've had it where like my ears start ringing. That's when I knew I fucked up. And then I kind of have to walk it off type thing.
What is the spicy thing you have ever eaten?
So it was actually funny enough. It was from the Hot Ones. Have you watched that show before? So it's where they interview celebrities, rappers, or just artists.
Is the Hot Wing Challenge that you're
actors.
referring to?
Kind of, yeah. So they'll ask interview questions and they eat hot wings.
Yes.
And
I do.
it's
I
spicier.
know what you are referring to, yes.
So I forget what it's called, but it's the spiciest one that they have.
Ghost pepper?
Something like that. I don't know. Whatever.
How did you try it? Were you on the interview with them?
Yeah. So they interviewed me and I ate the wings. No. We were at a party and my buddy's like, hey, man, why don't you try this? It's like the hot ones. I was like, oh, no way. I watched that show. Cool. Let me try it. Not realizing it was the spiciest one. And he put it on a chip and it was just a dab. Oh, it's called The Last Dab. That's what it's called. And he just put a dab on the chip, ate it. And that's when my ears started ringing. I started getting a headache. Felt like I was getting like my scalp ripped. It's the weirdest thing, dude.
Like someone's pulling out your hair, or
Kind of like that.
wow.
It was the spiciest food
And
I've
it's
ever
so
eaten.
crazy that like that's a human enjoyment thing.
No, I did not
I mean,
enjoy that.
the-
But yeah, no, I know what you mean. Yeah.
But there are people that do enjoy that, or the heat, or the whatever it is. Like we were referring to it being as a mental thing. That is something that people do enjoy.
It's probably I would equate it to like jujitsu of spiciness. Like you jujitsu the spice and try into submission. Or
I would be
submits
submissed.
you.
Yeah, I would have been submissed. In this case, sounds like you tapped.
I tapped
And you were-
hard.
you
I
were
was drinking
submissed.
beer. I was drinking milk, whatever to take the pain off. But the dude on Hot Ones, he eats it and he doesn't flinch at all. Like sometimes you'll see him make like a funny face, but he just takes it, dude.
Can you just bite a jalapeno? Are you cool with that?
Yeah, that's fine. That's not a problem. But I guess there's spicier ones and less spicy ones.
Once again, sometimes it's roulette. You get random ones.
I heard it's like the greener it is, the spicier it is. Is that true?
I don't know. Never heard that one.
Yeah.
I haven't ever heard that.
What's your favorite breakfast
You want to
food
do
to make?
You want to try chili?
Right now?
Should we try chili? It's a hot one.
Okay. Yeah, you want to get it? I'll wait here.
Let's do it.
All right, cool. You got to try it with me, though.
Oh, we're trying.
We'll see how this goes. While we have a moment, I just wanted to say this podcast is not sponsored, although it should be. Maybe I should have steered the conversation a different way. Now we got ourselves a little challenge.
We have some Thai hot red chilies.
Oh, interesting.
These are hot.
Takes me back to Thailand.
Well, we were, of course, on the Asia trip, so it's only fair that we bring in a Thai chili.
2 weeks. I don't know if that's enough time in Thailand to prepare myself for something like this. All right. So, you eating the whole thing? Is that how you do it? Are you half? Like what?
I'll probably end up. I'll take a bite, and it might be the whole thing.
Well.
Yes, we're taking the whole thing.
Okay.
Salud.
Salud.
Cheers.
Cheers.
L'chaim.
Na zdrowie. 100 lat. Oh yeah, that's kicking real hard, real fast.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking at a word, it just says tense on that whiteboard. I feel like that's what's about to happen.
It's hot. It's not terrible. It's a heat. I wouldn't say I enjoy that once again. Like, this isn't something I enjoy. When I use something like this, it's just to get a little bit of the flavor. Like, this is intense. This would dominate any dish. This dominates your mouth. If anyone can see David's face
burped.
right now, his tears are slowly about to come. The eyes are looking like they're watering soon.
I'm burping.
I can't lie. I'm taking a
I've
sip
never
of my
had a-
coffee.
Chili make me burp before. Or no, I have the hiccups.
Yeah, that was hot. These are just a little bit of the tail.
My body is reacting.
It is. This is, unpredictable what it does.
Have you done this before?
Never with this chili. My mouth is hot right now.
So this is the first.
We are live right now doing a
views.
chili. This is, as what they say for the
Like and
views.
subscribe.
Always drinking Nalgene. Try to drink 2 of these a day, by the way. It's 40 ounces. Wow. Definitely don't put your finger that you touched the pepper with in your eye. Can I get you some milk or anything?
I'm Gucci.
He's Gucci.
Wow. I was not expecting this.
Describe. I feel like I just took down the podcaster. He is being submissed right now.
Wow. Okay, yeah.
My tongue is numb on the backside right now.
Yeah, let me get that water.
It's a hot one. Man, for anyone that ever wants a spicy chili, a hot pepper is a hot chili.
Yeah, don't do that. You're a little red too.
Oh, I believe it. I absolutely believe it.
This is bad, bro.
So we are right now on about 2 minutes, I'd say, post pepper. Where do you feel it the most?
In my throat. That's the worst part, man.
We are chasing chilies with coffee and with water, the way you're supposed to, right?
This sucks, bro.
brought up a terrible idea, I guess. It's probably a terrible burp.
Do you know how many Scoville that is?
No, let's look it up. How many Scoville units in Thai chili?
I'm gonna finish your water, man.
The Thai pepper ranges from 50 to 100,000 Scoville units, which is about 23 times the average heat of a jalapeno.
I'm gonna grab some duck.
Let's bring the food. I'll bring it. Let me wash it down too. Let me get a piece of duck. Dip it in some of that.
I'm gonna go shoot some snot out my nose. Excuse me.
Well, that was hot. I'm sorry.
Oh, this is amazing.
Great footage.
Smell likes, man. And we're coming down. We made it.
You good, bro?
We made it.
We made it.
Oh. What was it?
A Thai chili.
Oh,
It's incredible how a little
super hot.
chili just destroys you.
How big was
We got TK Magic over here. You know, let me show you some people that are in my life that are around my place.
Sure.
That inspire me. That also do art. You know, it may not be food, but this is about food, music, and life. So let me show Terry to the camera. Terry, get on up here, buddy.
TK Magic.
This is TK for a quick hot second.
Oh, wow.
You know,
What up, world?
he said, "What up, bro?" This is the homie, and
I'm out here.
he out here.
Yeah.
Terry, what's your favorite food?
My favorite food would have to be skirt steak.
Very delicious food.
Which you can cook awesome in the skillet.
What'd you think of Noah's duck today?
The duck was amazing. I damn near fainted. He damn near fainted. It was crazy. I don't know. I think some aliens had came to from Area 51. But, you know, at the same time, it was all good, though. The sauce was really good. What was that sauce again?
We had the roasted caramelized onion puree, and then we made a nice orange demi-glace to go on top of the duck.
I'm not going to repeat it, but you heard what he said. You know what I'm saying? It was nice, and it was creamy, and I think it was player-like. That's what we do, you know. So.
Player first.
You heard it here
All day,
first
all day.
on the Resolution Podcast. Player like.
For sure. Oh, yeah. If I had to do the young pub real quick. Apple
Please.
Music, Spotify, my music is everywhere. TK space MAGYC, because it's fly, you dig. And it's across every streaming platform. Go cop that.
You heard?
TK Magic. You're getting into reggae now too, right?
As well, I got some reggae dropping at the top of next year, you know. And it's going to be just a little bit more cross-branding with a little bit of, like, you know, more of a rap kind of style. But with
Real
reggae.
bumbleclaw rhythms.
All day, man. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Bumbleclaw.
I'm excited to hear it. Yeah, that's
I'm
awesome.
going to let y'all do y'all thing, though. For sure.
Thanks for coming on, man.
No problem. Stay up.
So that was a nice little come down here. I think I'm back on planet Earth here. How you feeling?
I feel good.
You're sweating.
I do, but it's like sweating it out.
Yeah. That's it. Maybe if I was like you and I sweated out, I wouldn't have felt it so bad because I didn't even drip like one little drop.
It's all in the eyes for you. It looks
Yeah.
like you're sweating in your eyes.
Yeah. Also known as crime.
But it sounds more manly when it's I sweat.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely sweating out of my eyeballs.
You're not crying.
Thank
bro.
you for
are
that. That was,
sweating out of your eyes.
That was a mental exercise there. Did not expect that. That was not planned.
It was
for.
definitely not planned during this podcast conversation session. It was. We never had spoke about that.
But that's what we do here at the Resolution Podcast. We do what we do. We take on new challenges, try new flavors. We go to Flavor Town.
What a
So
segue.
that's your company, right?
Yeah, I just it started off 2 months ago, launching, really a month and a half ago, launching my next venture, Flavor Town Eats. That's FLAVA Town Eats, FTE. We're doing everything from, personalized weekly meal planning, meal prepping, special delivery, private menu planning, to dinner parties, brunch events, special occasions. It's all private cooking by me, from me, with you.
Nice. So how do you come up with a menu for somebody? Like if I were to approach you and be like, hey man, like I want to hire you for your cooking services, how would we come up with a meal plan?
Absolutely. So, I'd meet with you either over the phone consultation or in person, whatever is best for you. And of course, ask if you have any goals, if you have any dietary restrictions. Goals meaning if you're doing this for a nutrient reason. Some clients that's not a goal. They want their food for the week. No restrictions, no diets. They just want good, full food. Others, it could be someone that is, once again, maybe trying to lose weight, maintain something, whatever it is, but that is strictly on a specific diet, has goals that they want to see, measurable weight loss, whatever it is. So I'll meet with them, ask, once again, goals, then dietary restrictions, and then as well, when it comes to the weekly meal prepping, budget is not always a topic of conversation, but it is if when it comes to not the service fee, but your grocery fee. Whereas, do you want to have duck during your lunch, or is that something that, of course, you're not casually eating on a Wednesday like we were today? So that is typically the three things that I'm looking at first. From there, I will then draft a menu. I'll email it to you. Take a look at it, see if it's something that you like, if there's things that you don't want to change, and then I'll make another draft. Or if you okay that, then boom, we're set. And I'll go from there. I'll do the grocery shopping. I make a delivery twice a week. We'll be delivering on Sunday for your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday meals. And then I come again on a Wednesday to pick up the containers used, and then I'll drop off 2 more for Thursday and Friday.
So does it require, does it still require me to cook the food?
It does not require anything to cook, just reheat, or it could be a cold dish where it's just grab and go ready to eat. But there's nothing that you need to cook. It's just reheating or eating straight from it.
So you have a pretty well-versed repertoire of recipes then? Like if somebody was like, hey, I like yogurt parfaits for breakfast, would you be able to whip up something like that?
Oh, absolutely. If there's a specific request from the client, we'll make sure I make whatever it is that they want, or it's me drafting it, but absolutely. My skill, cuisine, technique is definitely well diverse.
What would you consider your...
My tongue is numb. My tongue is numb.
Your tongue is numb, yeah.
My numb is
I feel
numb.
that completely.
It's
right
so
now.
numb I couldn't even say that word. But
Yeah.
I feel fine, but the back of my... Have you ever had a Szechuan pepper?
No, and I don't want to
Do you know
try
what that
one.
is,
If you're
though?
gonna bust one out right now, I'm going to pass.
I don't have one, but it's not heat. It's not really like that it's heat. It has a numbing factor. So it literally does numb your tongue when you eat it.
Maybe it's so hot that it just skips the pain and just says, fuck your tongue.
It could.
Yeah.
I don't know the science behind that, but it's interesting. Szechuan peppercorn.
What is your... If you were to say you're influenced by one style of cooking the most, what would it be? American style, Japanese style, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. So once again, this is style. This isn't cuisine or flavors, but of course, just based off training.
Oh, that's
and-
interesting. So sorry to jump in here, but so style is different than cuisine?
Yes, because that's how I think I cook, more or less.
Explain that, because I'm curious. Because I would figure like Japanese style, you'd cook Japanese food with Japanese ingredients.
A lot of food styles, because of where the chefs come from and where food was, has become a major staple, is of course France.
and stemming from the 80s and working its way up into fine dining, France and French cuisine and French style of food, their techniques was what was taught and still today is really taught in culinary school. It's what's taught at really the core of sauce making, which is the core of cooking, and a lot of other elements is rooted deeply in French. So there's techniques that you can do, and this is the coolest part. When what I love about food, what I love about travel, why all of this is all influencing my life so heavily is a cliche word, but it's so true, is fusion. You know, that loosely used term fusion is by taking a technique that's from one country but incorporating a flavor from another country. And that's, to me, what fusion is. Fusion is also, of course, melding flavors from different cultures and cuisines, but it also is totally from taking a technique from one and using a flavor from another. And that's what is so cool about what I think this art form is, how many different styles and flavors and things that can be all melded into one.
As the world's getting more connected, planes, internet, it seems like fusion is the next thing. Like with music, you know, we're seeing rock rap. We're seeing, you know,
country rap.
Country rap, yeah. We're seeing things from Europe
Lil Nas
influence, or Japan influence American culture, and vice versa. And just like, is there a favorite fusion you have? And we just totally skipped a question because I'm still interested in your style, but
Yeah.
I mean, real quick, is there a favorite fusion you have? Or I guess maybe that's going to be the answer to your question.
Yeah.
Your style.
I really, once again, kind of just rooted a little bit with some nice classical French techniques. But I love the flavors and the vibes of Latin culture, Latin food, Latin flavors. Is just very rooted with that, as well mixed with Mediterranean, which I think there's a nice little crossover between those two, actually. A lot of light, fresh produce and a lot of citrus and acids used. So there's a cool crossover between those two, but Latin Mediterranean with French technique and French rooted food.
When I think Mediterranean, I think olives. Are you a big olive fan?
Yeah, I am. I do enjoy a nice olive, actually.
I always ask people because I hate olives.
Do you?
I can't stand them. On pizza, they're good, but
Pineapple on pizza or no?
never.
Never.
I was having this conversation yesterday. You eat cereal?
Love cereal.
Okay. What goes first, the milk or the cereal?
Cereal.
Okay.
Always.
Right.
Who puts in their milk first?
That's what I was asking this person. Why do they do that? And they said they like their cereal crispy, and they feel like it gets soggier quicker.
I'll be honest right now. I'm going to go back to the chili real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel another thing. I think it's cool if we can organically say how we're feeling as we go.
Yeah,
Because that's
please.
something that would... same thing as like a high whenever you eat an edible or you smoke or you're on an acid trip or something, you know, like every so often something changes. You feel something new. And right now I have like a body high right now. Like I feel my legs are like I'm almost shaking. Like I'm clenching my leg. I feel like I'm high right now.
Oh, wow.
I feel like I have a body high.
That's amazing.
Kind of weird.
What were those chilies laced with, man?
Probably chili weed.
Okay, cool. That explains.
Chili weed with a chili.
Yeah, wow.
That's how I feel right now.
You so it's like a second wave.
Yeah, not of heat, but of I feel a body high.
That's something.
I don't feel anything regarding heat right now,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like I have a body high.
That's super
Which-
cool.
which he
I'm
totally
kind of
can
jealous.
do.
I wish we switched chilies. Now I wish I had the chili you had.
Sounds a lot better. Yeah, you know.
So I don't feel anything.
You wanna try
I still
another?
have a little bit of the
I might have one like that. You want to try?
off camera. Off camera. That's cool. So what are some goals for the future? I know you have this business you're starting up, or you're running, I guess now. Restaurant plans, anything like that in the future?
Restaurant plans I do not have in the future. Why I can answer that is the commitment of time to do so.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have that. That's a full year, 2-year plan, and I have too many other things in my area of life right now that, you know, that's not even something I can focus on. Down the road, you know, that's a definite thought, always has been, but right now
I don't have the time or the effort to do that. So what it is, goals-wise, is expanding what I'm doing with my own company, putting together a more catalog of dinner parties. I'm breaking into the lane of trying to work with musical artists, helping them have food when they come into Chicago for tours. I'm working with my own best friend and artist, Jams the Flavor Child, Jams TFC on all platforms. His music's getting real big, and we're looking to take off with that. Whether that be with touring and other things. So combining with the food and the music and a whole lot of other things right now, that's kind of in the store. If you want to ask me the real goal of something that I've always wanted to do with food and a business venture when the time is right is not a restaurant actually, but to have a bed and breakfast. That's something that I would love to have in my later years.
Is it a little more relaxed, do you think, or what's the
That's not the
that?
reason. That is what definitely to answer. It definitely is more relaxed, but I want to say that's the reason. Full on just bed and breakfast is just something. I love the vibe of what a bed and breakfast is. Have you ever stayed at one?
I've stayed at a hotel, I guess.
Different.
But no, I've never.
Can't
stayed at a
compare the
bedroom.
two.
Yeah, no.
I mean, you can compare. They're places of staying, but no, they're more intimate. They're typically family or person owned. They're creative. They're quirky. They're boutiquey. They're one-offs typically. For me, it's a way to kind of have everything that interests me, my skills, my passions, all in one. Traveling and globality with hostels and hotels. I've come to love those. If I can have my bed and breakfast in a place where I can offer touring, whether that diving, rafting, something in the mountains, that'd be very cool. So it can contribute then cooking breakfast. We'll have dinner options as well, and just bring people that are coming together from around the world for a common reason. That's to see something beautiful, it's to meet new people, and that's to eat good food. And that's the kind of thing that I'd like to create when I have the age.
Where would it be?
Get asked that all the time. Don't have an answer to that. I have so many options of places that I am happy and could see myself having an establishment like that. Once again, maybe not necessarily place, but it does need to be somewhere that's within reach of either, example, an ocean, in the riverside, in a mountainscape, something that can offer some type of esque touring with Mother Nature.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever hunted?
Never.
Would you?
I take that back. I would consider this hunting. Spearing for lionfish.
Interesting.
That is hunting.
You cook it after, yeah?
Yes, you can. Typically, the application that I would be having with it, though, is not cooking. Typically, what we would do is keep it raw and make ceviche. Come back from a dive, get about 10 fish, bring it back to the dive shop. Make sure you cut off the prawns or the spawns, which are poisonous, the spikes. So careful handling those. And then cut it up, keep it raw, put some acid on there, some lime juice, lemon, and you got yourself some Caribbean ceviche.
You ever get poked with those?
I myself have not, thankfully. I absolutely have seen some of my best friends get pricked by a lionfish spike, and it's kind of gross looking. Sometimes, their fingers can turn blackish. It becomes throbbing, numbing pain. Kind of sucks. You want to see a video of a speared lionfish?
Yeah, maybe later.
Okay.
For sure. So it's pretty fast-acting poison, huh?
It is actually very fast.
Holy shit.
I'd say within probably, 5 minutes you're feeling something, but then the onsets get worse later on.
I mean, do you take like a antidote, or what happens? Does it just go away? What goes on with that?
You're supposed to keep it in like hot water, I believe, and then also, I don't actually even know what they give you. I don't think there's really like anything that they do for it. I think it just is something that over time goes away. I'm sure there is a specific remedy for where I was living. I don't think there was an actual thing that they would give. You'd go to the hospital and they'd do something. Terrible hospital where I was living. Sorry to say, love y'all there, but everyone knows not the best hospital that was over there. They thankfully built a new one on the island, actually. Don't know if it's open yet. I'd like to find out. But been in that hospital multiple times, overnight as well. It's kind of scary.
Not for lionfish, though.
Not from lionfish. But scary hospital, stay overnight there.
It's haunted?
No, it's just unfortunately, of course, from where it is, it's just under
Sure.
privileged hospital.
Right.
So
Yeah, that's
not where you want to be when you're in an emergency.
Mm-hmm. No, I feel that.
Sorry to get all serious for a moment.
Yeah, no, I mean, I mean, you've been around a lot of different places, though. I mean, so you've seen, and it's not like you're traveling. That was my impression of you. You're traveling, but you were actually living in these countries and like kind of becoming quote unquote local.
That is exactly how I put it. So big difference. I have traveled before, but I was not traveling while I was in the country of Panama. I was definitely rooted and living there on the island. Definitely in quotations, put myself in as a local for sure. Was there for enough time to definitely be considered that. However, I'm white and I'll forever be called a gringo anywhere I would go there. But you're still a local, and yeah, that's home. That's home.
How did you choose that place?
Funny story. Nice Chicago connections. My mom wasn't even living in Chicago at the time. I was living in Colorado, raft guiding, and my mom had texted me or called me, whatever it was, one day, and was like, I know this guy that you might find interesting who has a venture that would be cool to you. And I was like, oh, what? And she goes, he's opening up a dive shop in Panama. Thought you'd be interested in that. And I was like, yeah, I of course would be, Mom. What I'm doing right now, that's definitely what I like. And I was guiding rafting once again, by the way, at that time. Had some diving done, but I wasn't a professional at the certification level that I am now. And I emailed the guy, and because what I was doing was a seasonal job, so I knew that was ending within 2 months, whatever it was. And so I emailed the guy. I said, this job is ending soon. Could I come out to you and train and work for you? Responded, whatever, a week or two later, said, we got no space, no need for you, but thanks again for reaching out. Said, all right. Forgot about it. A few months later go by, working another job because that job had ended, and I was like, man, I really want to go to Panama. I would love to get out to the island right now. So I was like, I'm going to reach out to him again and see what he says. I reach out to him, sent him pretty much the same email. I said, you got any space open up? Can I come? I really would like to go there. And he emailed me back, and he said, when are you coming? And I sent him an email back. I said, in 2 weeks. And that's what happened. Packed my bag. I had no idea where I was going. I was going to a small little island off the coast of Panama. Just only seen it on Google Maps and Google Images. Packed my bag, packed some scuba stuff, and bought a one-way ticket there. Went to Panama in 2 weeks.
You think it was persistence?
Well, a lot of things I do is persistent. I don't know if that was because I really wasn't. It was a pretty large time lapse. I didn't speak to him. I didn't even know who he was, truly.
Oh, word.
My mom just told me about this guy, and I'm sure my mom had then spoken to him, who I was emailing him, but I don't know who that was. My mom definitely didn't get me the job by any means. She just had told me who the guy was, and yeah, it was really random. Ended up going there, worked for this gentleman for about 4 months. Me and him, unfortunately, had a falling out. Not unfortunately, though, because it was a great turn of events. So was on this island, once again, another country. I had a falling out with this guy, ended up leaving my job and my only thing that I kind of knew there. And I'm like, man, what am I going to do? Do I have to leave? Am I going to have to go back home to the States? I don't know what's going on. Within 2 days, I had another job. Ended up working with my then-to-be and will-be best friend there and taking over and helping him run his dive shop for a dive shop competitor down the street, and ended up staying for 3 years. That's what happened. Went from this guy from Northbrook, Illinois, opened up a shop there, ended up getting, per se, let go by him, and within 2 days had another job on this little island and made it home. Yeah. Boca's Diving Pirates represent. Alex Keppel, great man. Great dude.
3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Do you expect you were going to be there for 3 years?
I did not. Before getting there, no. Once there, yes. If that makes sense.
I mean, you see the place and you're like...
Yeah. I mean, I didn't know what I was getting into.
Yeah, I could do this.
Didn't know what I was getting into beforehand. So,
yeah.
I mean, I had no idea. I honestly, in the back of my mind before I went there, once again, didn't know what I was doing, but in the back of my head, it was very open. I think that could happen. But I went there very openly to whatever was going to happen was going to happen.
Yeah, you just kind of jumped into the unknown.
Extremely did.
You recommend that for people?
Always do. Biggest thing in life is to step outside your own comfort zone. Once again, as I mentioned to you, the term being comfortable, being uncomfortable, trying something new, pushing yourself to your limits, how you grow, it's how you learn. And then so there's really like no other better tool to that. For me, with scuba diving, it's the coolest thing. That's my favorite part of the job, is being the catalyst of someone turning fear into success or fear into succession. It's the coolest thing ever. You know, someone having a panic attack while trying diving for the first time. You know, getting that person to calm down, to refocus on their breath, to refocus on what they're doing right now. Don't worry about nothing else, and get them to overcome the fear of diving, and then being able to just dive on their own naturally, and then their head comes out of the water afterwards, and their eyes are wide open, and they're smiling, and they overcame something. And so it's a really cool thing to see and be a part of, as well as just for anyone when you're not there. It's the coolest thing.
Sounds very meditative.
Scuba diving is super meditative.
I assume cooking would be too.
Like we said at the beginning, it is.
Yeah. That's my thing. I rush through it. You were talking about how you have to just take it step by step, just be present in each moment, cutting that onion, scoring that chicken, I don't even know, or the duck.
You know,
That's
cooking definitely meditative for me, because it's very focus driven, just like any art form. Like you said, painters with their artwork, an artist writing for a song. You know, all of those is you're in your zone. That's where, as I mentioned, why the kitchen was my outlet. You know, that's that place that everything drops and you're super focused at task. Have you ever heard of the flow? You know what flow is?
The flow state, yeah.
Yeah, the flow state of where like risk meet, they intersect, and it becomes an outer body experience. So someone who's like loves skiing and they're just a super gnarly skier can ski black diamond. When they're skiing a black diamond, that risk of skiing a black diamond is really high, but their skill level is so high that it matches that risk, and it becomes that outer body perfect experience. So for me, that's cooking. You know, I'm in a flow state, very, very outer body, very in tune in what's happening right then, and that's it, what's in front of me.
So interesting how people can go into flow skiing and then in the kitchen.
The skiing was just an example,
So
but it's the same
different
thing. Yeah.
things, you know?
You can find flow in everything. You know, every
Right.
person has their own state of flow, their own state of being, and finding something that creates that. What's yours?
That's crazy that you asked me that. I think editing videos. You know,
Cool.
Just sitting at the computer and just like, it's a puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing where everything's going to fit. And it's kind of like throwing ingredients everywhere. You have effects and stuff, and it's like, what if I mix this with this, and I stir it that way?
So true, though.
That's the way I look at editing.
You know, you want to know what I call that? Close to that, and what I call everything when I do in diving. I teach this as well, so sorry to go back to that, but I preach it in diving. I preach it, and the reason I love food and cooking is all of these things are not just singular skills. They're not just, oh, if you dive, you know, it's only attributed to diving. These are all transferable skills. That's like where I take it. You know, there are things that you can take from those hobbies and skills and put it in your own personal life. So everything that like I try to do, I try to find transferable lessons from with that and to put it in other areas of my life.
What would you say is the transferable thing you learned from cooking?
So from cooking, you know, once again, being in that kitchen is discipline, focus-driven, and I'd say another one I'd probably go with. I would say the third one to that, once again, restating the first two, I said was, I'm blanking on what I said.
Focus-driven?
No.
Well, that was one of them.
Disciplined.
And then you said
Discipline and focus.
focus-driven.
Yeah. Discipline, focus. And then the third one is patience.
Patience. Being in the moment.
And those are things that, once again, you take here and you take this somewhere else.
Right.
And put it in another area of life. And there's so many things that you do in life that like have those little things that you should be able to take with you in other things, in other areas.
Yeah. I'm going to try cooking with a little more patience. No more water oatmeal for me.
No more flakes and I don't remember the term that you used, but old
Flakes
cold
and water.
flakes and water.
Yeah. I'll actually
Cold flakes
turn
and
the
water.
stove on this time and let it sit there. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Where can we find you? Where can we find your? You said you were coming up with a website.
Website is up and running.
Okay.
You know, there's a few things and tweaks that are still being added as we go, but the website's absolutely up. It's flavatoneats.com. Once again, FLAVA towneats.com. Instagram, no limits 999.
And if we wanted to get a meal plan, we can do that on your website.
You can.
We
It'll
can contact
say
you?
let's have it'll exactly. It'll say let's chat now. It'll come to me, and then we go from there.
Cool.
We consult from there. Once again,
Trust
as
me,
well, not
you-
only meal plans, we're doing dinner parties, we're doing custom grocery shopping, we're doing a whole lot of things that involve food.
Yeah, this plate was definitely full of food. Some amazing chicken. I would highly
Duck.
recommend it. Yeah, Noah's an amazing chef. This was a fire meal. The chili I could do without.
Would you eat it again?
Man, that's crazy. Kind of for the mental battle.
You want to know what's
It was
really good with it?
interesting. What?
In that jar that I had those onions in, I have slices of that in it, and it's pickled that, very small pieces. Once again, that's good to add to a plate. Just brings a little bit of heat.
Uh-huh.
Tastes good. It's not like eating this whole thing raw.
Right. Yeah, that was a little much.
Yeah, it was bad. Didn't enjoy it.
Well, thank you, Noah. This was super fun.
Dave Small,
Noah Richman, everybody.
Flavortown Eats, once again. Let's go eat. Let's make memories. Bring people together. As well, once again, go check out Jams, A Flavor Child. New video out. Give me your love. We're going to be having sold out shows. You know, big man coming. Big things coming.
Can't wait.
Get it now.
Thank you.